Hi, ladies. So, I'm here to update y'all. Yesterday was my doctor's appointment, and he pulled the ultrasound report from the hospital I had went to last Saturday. That the ultrasound told me um, the baby was no longer alive, and he pulled the report. He read it, and he came in the room, and he was like, he said, "I'm sorry about your ultrasound." He said, "I'm pretty sure they already told you what happened." And I said, "Yeah." I said, I know that they told me that the baby heart stopped beating." And he said, "Yes, that's what the report states." So, he continues to talk to me. Very, very, very nice doctor. I am actually happy that I switched to him because he's very nice. He did not interrupt me. He listened to every question I had to ask, which was like a million. And he took his time. He didn't rush me. Um, so I'm glad that I switched to him. I just feel sad that I wasn't coming to see him with better news, like a viable pregnancy. I was switching when I had a viable pregnancy just to find out it wasn't. And so, anywho, we talked about my risk of preeclampsia because that's why I had Shania early. And he said, yes, my risk does double. My risk goes up with each successful pregnancy I have. Uh, my blood pressure fluctuates very badly. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. My blood pressure does fluctuate, and it doesn't have to do anything with my weight. And then people say, "Oh, just lose weight and go back to normal." No. When I had Shania, I was down to almost 230 pounds. I was 237. That was the lowest I've ever been since high school. When I was that weight, my blood pressure was sky high. They did not know what was causing my blood pressure to be so high. I was going to a cardiologist. My heart looks good. It showed no sign of damage, no sign of high blood pressure, which the doctor said is really weird because my blood pressure is really out of whack. This was after I had Shania. So my weight does not control my blood pressure. It's just runs in the family. My mom had the weight loss surgery, lost over 100 pounds, and her blood pressure got worse. So it's just weird how our blood pressure works, but it runs in my family so bad it doesn't. It's not something that I was not going to get because it runs bad. So that's one thing that I was concerned about. And as far as premature birth goes, because her birth was premature only due to the reasons of preeclampsia and uterine growth restriction, where she stopped growing, that it doesn't pertain to preterm labor or incompetent cervix. Those are not the reasons why I had her early. So the risk of another premature baby only is only up in the air because of the fact that my preeclampsia is I have a higher chance of getting it again with another pregnancy. He was very nice. Again, I can't stress how nice this man was to me. He even had a teaching assistant with him that I didn't care, which was another male. His name was Mark. He was very nice. He asked me about my miscarriages, and this will be number 8. So my only pregnancy I had successfully completed, even though she was born early, was Shania. So he said because of the fact that I had so many recurrent miscarriages that he will send the tissue off for testing, which is what I wanted to see if there was anything chromosomally abnormal with the baby, which they said is the most cause is the cause for miscarriages. It's one of the many causes for miscarriages. I just want to know if it's something that maybe I did. I don't know. They'll all tell you that it's not your fault, that you didn't do anything wrong, and I believe that, but in my heart I feel as though something, maybe I could have did something. Maybe I should have taken more prenatal pills, but I was just throwing up so bad, it was just no way I could have taken a prenatal pill that would have stayed down. Uh, my weight, well, I weighed in at 278. I lost almost 20 pounds since becoming pregnant. And we talked about when I get pregnant again. He would like for me to see a doctor before I get pregnant again. I guess to run my risk, because he had asked me if I talked to any doctor prior to becoming pregnant. I said no. I said no, I didn't talk to any doctor. Because of my age, I'm considered advanced maternal age because I'm 34, and once you hit 35, it gets even worse as far as the tests and stuff that you have to do, but they do it because of your age. So I feel like my time is running short, and it took us 3 years to get where we got now, and then, so I think about that too. Everybody say, it's easier to get pregnant after miscarriage. I don't know. I just know that I hope it don't take 3 more years. So, my DNC is scheduled for Wednesday, November the 8th. I don't have a time. The hospital will call me next Tuesday with a time for the surgery. I'm scared. I'm nervous. It is what I want. He listened to me. I told him, I said that I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait to do it naturally. I know I said this in about two videos so far. This will be the third. I mentally cannot go through that again. My very first miscarriage was at 8 weeks, and because I'm closer to 9 weeks now, what I seen then, I know I'll see more now, so I cannot go through that again. So I told him I would prefer a DNC, because of course I could have waited. My body would have did it naturally, or I could have took the Cytotec to surface my cervix, to dilate, to cause the contractions, cramps, and everything, to push the stuff out, or a DNC, which you go to sleep. It's a short procedure. They scrape everything out. He said, I asked about follow my hormone levels down to 0, and he said basically with the DNC you don't follow numbers, which is I think that's somewhat what he said, because I do have my ear is clogged. I have a not ear infection, but my ear is filled with fluid, so my hearing is diminished by half because of my fluid buildup in my ear. I would hope they would follow numbers in case they miss something, but like you said, when they send when they send everything off for testing, they can test to make sure they have everything. And of course, if I still get positive pregnancy tests after a certain period of time, or I'm still feeling the symptoms, I will definitely call, get checked out, and find out what's going on. But all in all, he listened, he responded, he didn't rush me, he didn't interrupt me, he listened to me, and he made me feel, even though the situation of the reason why I was visiting him was what it was, he made me feel like I was important. And that meant a lot to me because many doctors would just came in and I can't say be heartless, but they'd be nonchalant about it because they've seen it so many times. They've done the procedures many times. They know what's going to happen. They know so he wasn't so he wasn't condescending. He wasn't nonchalant about it. It doesn't matter how many times he's experienced it, seen it, did DNCs, whatever. He still made me feel as though I was important and that all my answers, all my questions that I asked, he answered. All the way up until we walked up front to check out, he answered everything. And that meant a lot to me because I felt like he listened very good. And it may have been a 2 hour wait to see him, but I see why he's worth the wait. And I'm glad I switched. So, this is the first vlog I got through without crying. And that's because, like I said in the previous video, I'm taking my time out to say goodbye to the baby. And, Wednesday the 8th, that's probably going to be the hardest day of my life. It's not going to hit me until that day. And once it's over, that the baby is no longer there. So, I will be updating you guys on the date and time of my procedure on Wednesday. And I'll come and I'll pop in the morning of the procedure. And then I'll pop back in after I'm home to let you know that I'm home, the procedure went great, how I'm feeling, and whatever, whatnot. And I thank everybody for being there with me and, you know, everything, because this is hard. This is really hard for me. I'd say I'm glad I was able to get pregnant on my own and everything, but it just hurts so bad to know that I won't be bringing this baby home. So, alrighty then, I guess that's all I have for today. And thank you for listening to me. Y'all have a great day, ladies. Hopefully I'll be on with better news soon. But for right now, I'm going to just be vlogging about my experience with this DNC and pregnancy loss. So, alright then. Bye.